So these are drawers, and the front part is mounted using these kind of elements, and because of this it is removable. So it has two parts. One grabs the end of the other one, like so. Here's one that is not mounted, so the threaded area is inside the material. That's the depth it enters. This is 18mm thickness. It has a tip here which you can screw it in or unscrew it from there. The other part enters into a hole which is on the side of the drawer itself. That's a 15mm diameter. You have to insert that one there using a Phillips head screwdriver cross. You have to tighten it or loosen it. The tip has to go forward. That end will be grabbed. This part will grab like so. So it's like a claw. Insert it from the right side, like so. Put that one in there. Let's pull it out for this demonstration. After I twist it to the right, this will go inside to the left, like so. So now it's removable. Push it in halfway. Now it's tightened and now it won't come out. Okay, the disadvantage of this type of elements, you cannot adjust it. For example, here I did a mistake. As you can see, this is pretty loose, and that's because I accidentally created a hole too high and the front was in contact with the next front part, and thus I had to make the hole's lower part lower. Then the entire front face was able to go down. This one has just one here and one there. I have to place something here in the middle also. And the next one, this one, has two of them because it's larger. And two there. The same thing, if you rotate it to the left, both of them, then you can remove this front cover. You have to push it outside and that's it. I have to place some more support here on the bottom also. A few more things. The distance from the edge till the center is, in this case, 34mm. That is very important because if the entire hole is too much to the left, then it won't pull the front, it will be loose. If it is too much to the right, then you can't tighten it because it's way too tight. If you make a mistake, for example, if you created the hole too much to the outside, that is to the left, then you can correct it by tightening this thing deeper into the material. You have to cut off the edge inside the wood with a larger diameter drill bit and make this small edge go into the wood. And if you created this hole too much to the right, then you simply unscrew a little bit this one and thus it will go to the right. These elements have to be a bit deeper, so the end of this tool, that tip, this one in the middle, was coming already out from the material itself. Here it's more visible, it has a hole already, because otherwise side of this element will come out from the hole when you tighten it. If you push this element in more, then you also have to create this hole a bit to the right, to the exterior, not exactly in the center, in order to not to pull out the material when you drill the hole. Place another piece of wood there and then drill in from the other side. This one is deteriorated already. That's because I applied too much force, too much torque onto this element using that one. The upper portion is not that strong. Let's attach this one. This is already in place. That one is mounted. The hole is made. Here the same. This is already deteriorated. I'm attaching the other side first. Okay, and now this one into the hole. It's not entering. We have to rotate this one. Now it will enter. See that movement? So that one's tightened. Since this one is towards the top, notice that it's pulling better here and it's pulling less on the lower part. Same thing here, pulling more on the top than on the bottom. So this part, the right side, has to be corrected. The right side is slightly down. Okay, and to correct it, this hole where this shaft should enter was widened a little bit. The top of that hole was widened so that this shaft could go a bit higher, and to stay there I will simply add a piece of match, put it here on the bottom, and then insert this shaft on top, and I will also glue it. And insert it. That should not stick out. And now it is correct. So this part was raised a little bit, and now it is in line with that one, and it's almost in line with this one. It's slightly to the left, but that's acceptable. Another correction method, for example, this front piece was not staying exactly in the center but slightly to the left. The problem was because of this one. I didn't screw it in exactly vertically but slightly to the right. To fix the problem and make that small correction, I just bent it to the left. So this upper portion where is thinner, that can bend a little bit. Don't hit it too hard because it might come out from there maybe. Here's the slider on the furniture. It is not mounted and it's made of two components, a lower one and a top one. There are two components and I want to separate them. That's the lower one, the slider itself, and that's the top one. I want to remove this one from this. The slider itself is inserted into this opening, something like that. This slider is held by this corner, this little thing, which enters below this metal part, and that black plate enters below it. So we have to disconnect this one, and then there's another hook on the other end. That hook grabs somewhere above there. So let's see how to disconnect them. First of all, let's extend this slider. So now it is fully extended. I will push down this part and hold the other end down also. This part will raise up and it will get out from that black metal. So I'm pushing it in, and meanwhile I'm going to push the slider itself to the right. So push down, notice that it's raising here. So down and to the right. To connect it back, do the same thing. Insert this end below that one, and the other end, this hook will enter there. Okay, so to insert it back, put this on, push it back, and that's it. Now it's reinserted and it's sliding From this angle, if you want to remove it, hold down the middle in this case and raise the front. Raise it and pull it forward. And it should come out. Okay, so this is the front part, and let's see how to remove this element. To remove it, we need to use a screwdriver. This is a star Phillips head screwdriver, and we need to use that opening. This one can be moved easily by hand, so you can push it away. So insert the head there and twist it to the right, and meanwhile you can remove this portion. So twist it to the right. It is rotating inside and it can be removed. So this one is grabbed from this opening. If it is already turned to the right, so it's opened, then you can simply put it there and push it in like so, and now it's locked. So if I rotate with the screwdriver that white plastic to the right, then the front element will also go to the right. I'm rotating the white plastic and notice that it is on the right side already. If I rotate it to the left, then that element is also moving to the left. This white plastic. To move the front element up or down, we need to use two screws. That one is locking everything in position and the other one is moving the front element up or down. First of all, let's unlock this one, unscrew it, and now if I move this one to the right or left, notice that the entire element, front element, is moving up and down. I'm constantly moving it to the right and it's moving up and down. You can rotate it to the left also, it's the same thing, and when the position is correct, then just tighten with the next screw, tighten it in position, and then the other one will not move. Okay, so lock it and adjust it. Okay, now this one is ready. These things were mounted. The rounded side theoretically should be on the inside, but I mounted it in this way because in my opinion it's better, because this rounded part is close to this edge and it has more space. Let's attach it. So I will introduce this part into here and it should click in place, and push it. As you can see, the top part has a gap compared to the lower part. That's because the slider maybe was not mounted horizontally but slightly with the end higher. That's why there's a gap here on the top part. So I'm going to fix that by using just a piece of cardboard and insert that cardboard here, so the lower part will be pushed away and the top part will not be pushed away. So that's opened, and I'm going to insert this piece of cardboard and push it in. Now do the same thing on the other side. This already has a small gap there compared to the top part because of that cardboard. Open it up, insert the cardboard, okay, and push it in. Now clearly there's a gap compared to the top part, and when we close the door, there's no gap on the top, but there is something on the bottom. That's not that visible from that part, but it's visible from this part. And with those cardboards ripped in half, now it's perfect. Now it's not sticking out neither on the top nor on the bottom. Okay, I have to adjust it there now. The adjustment sideways is done by that white plastic thing. Don't insert and don't remove this door too many times, because as you can see, the lower right side of the plastic is already deteriorated. Do the same thing on the other side also, in the opposite direction. Another thing, when the drawers are at this distance, that's the distance between them, but when I open them, the distance is missing. Now here on the side I just drew the 10mm hole. Let's remove this one. So insert that one there. I should try somehow to attach this one into that hole without removing it. Yes, and attach that one there. Okay, now it's pulling it, so you can screw it in and out like so, and then pull that on top, and one of them is finished. And that end that just entered there is this one, so simply it clips in and that's it. And the other one, which is here on top, simply from the side and from below it should enter into those openings like so. I should just push it in. But first let's make a hole here. Okay, that hole is ready. Just make sure you don't drill till the front. Something is visible already there. Okay, so let's push that in. Get this one. It also has to enter here, and then here and here. Push it in, push it on, and it's done. 3.6 millimeters, the diameter of this one, 5 millimeters thickness. So this is 5, this is 3.6. So this base plate is aluminium, and look at the marks that it left. So cut on the brown side with a rubber, you can erase those. Rubber. So here's this water droplet protector. It's something like this, but the metal is missing currently. This couldn't be attached using these holes in the wood because the furniture couldn't go too close to the wall because of that plastic and because of the legs which are sticking out. And it was somewhere at this distance. Of course you can't introduce the screws there because there's nothing under, so I attached a piece of wood using some screws, and thus I can mount this one there and put some screws in it, and hopefully this part will make contact with that one and this rubber with this one, and then add the metal. So here's this aluminium profile which will be mounted here on the kitchen table to cover up everything. And this profile is made of a plastic back. It has a rubber margin. It has holes on the bottom, so that's the bottom part for mounting it with screws. The back does not have anything. Okay, and you can disconnect it, pull it apart. So that's the back. It looks something like this. These margins will grab into the plastic, and this one is a triangle, and the lower part is shorter and the vertical part is longer a little bit. It has these corner elements. They are not identical. The larger one is for the inner corner, so one profile will be attached here and the other there. So this is an inner corner, and that's for the outer corner, so one profile will be here and the other one will be here. So that's an external profile corner. You can find out which one is the interior one by the screw, so that hole is for a screw to mount it on the table itself from the top. The other part looks like this. This shaft has to be connected like so, and thus the hole for the screw is on the interior, so you can easily reach it. This one, since it's for the exterior, the hole itself is on the exterior. So let's attach this one. Simply push it on. Make sure the metal part and the plastic part is in one line. Make sure the hole is down, like so. So this should enter freely. It's not entering here, only there. Okay, and the other one should enter there. The corners are not overlapping the rubber. Okay, so put a screw there to hold it, and then finally push down this one. And it should look something like this. Of course, this is pretty loose. As you can see, it's not holding it firmly, so maybe you should glue it in or something. These are the corners. The shorter part goes down and the one at an angle will be on top. So this one is for this one. And that's an outside corner. So here's a problem related to this bar. I attached this piece of wood there, I placed that there, I added a screw, and the screwdriver could fit in there. But why? The answer is this wood is slightly raising at the end. So as you can see, it is pretty high back there. And if it is higher here, then it will tilt it, and this will be at a distance from the wall. It should be at a larger angle, somewhere there. One option would be to cut off this edge, and that should allow it to move to the left more. So if I push it all the way to the wall, then either the lower part is moving or the upper part. I cannot push it all the way into the corner. Not to mention wall imperfections. Look at this gap. The wall is not exactly straight, as you can see even here. Okay, so finally I added silicone there behind, and that should solve the problem. This part is shorter than that one. The silicone is visible here and on the top also. So if the wall is not straight, then it won't be easy.